Trying to get the Corte Inglés bag out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way. Don't want to. We're not sponsored.
The point of this documentary is to discover what on earth are you still doing here?
The thing is, yeah, we ended up buying a house.
Yeah.
When are you going home?
Never. Something cataclysmic would have to happen for me to actually go back and live in Dublin.
I probably wouldn't have joined a music band because I would have thought back home people would have laughed at me.
And I think overcoming fears is what this whole journey has been about.
I think they should ask for really professionals. I don't mind where they are from, whether you are native or non-native.
Okay, testing.
Testicles.
Like I said to my little daughter, I says, give us buy us one, when I'm old enough, boina, and I'll walk around with a Basque hat on.
Try and blend in with the chapela.
But then people always say, you look like a guinea.
So now I think I just got to a point where I thought, you know what, I'm just tired of fighting against my destiny.
So you take your clothes off as well?
I don't
the naked truth. Cheers.
Pues María tiene muchas calidades y puede marcar los puntos. Nosotros tenemos que mirar eso y analizarlo y mejorarlo. Morning, Ali.
Morning.
Okay. Thanks for coming. We're here at the English Coaching Projects Hub, where
This is where it's at.
where we work together. Yeah. How did you end up here in Vitoria, working in a cooperative called English Coaching Projects?
I remember this story. Well, I was working in my secondary school in London, where I'd been a student since I was 11, because I'd been thinking I should become a teacher, like all of my teachers that I so admired. And I said to my teachers in the staff room, what do you most like about your job? And they said the fact that I'm going to retire in a few years.
I was 50 recently, I'm starting to think like that.
I don't know, I'm not sure how old they were, but they were definitely getting closer to retirement and thinking they wished it was over.
Yeah, I wished it was over.
So the messages I got were just, oh God, you don't want to become a teacher, not yet. And they said, go abroad and do a gap year, do a year in Spain and find out who you are, enjoy life, get into the sunshine. Don't do what I did and go straight into teaching.
Okay.
It's like a prison sentence. I got my TESOL teacher training.
Okay, yeah, important.
And Google search. English Academy Spain.
Cool, you're lucky. When I was looking for work, I did training with In Lingua, because In Lingua had a whole massive chain of like 300 schools around the world. So I thought if I can get in with them, then I'm going to be able to find work in different countries and different places. So you got a job in the end.
I actually don't remember those details, but I do remember walking around in the rain in the middle of July in Vitoria with a map that had been torn into so many pieces I couldn't find my hotel. And I was on the verge of tears, but at the same time I couldn't help noticing that Vitoria was really beautiful. And there was this like model village effect in the Virgen Blanca square.
Okay. My first few days here, I just felt immediately comfortable and at home. I chose to come here, but mainly because of the salary was better than any other offer I got in Spain. But also because it was near Bilbao. Because I'd never heard of Vitoria, and it was like, where's Vitoria? So I looked in the rough guide of Spain.
Near Bilbao, that's
and it's a lively university city, blah, blah, blah. That sounds good. And then I saw that, it's not far from Bilbao, and I knew Athletic Bilbao. When I'd been living in Italy, one of the important things that I'd been doing at the weekend or midweek was watching football. So I used to go to San Siro, I went to see Napoli play.
So it became relevant to you, yeah.
And so I was, great, at the weekends I can go and watch Athletic Bilbao play. And I became a big fan. I was waving my Corinho in Athletic against Real Madrid and things like that. I really got into it. But by the end of the season, I discovered basketball, Baskonia, and Deportivo Alaves in Vitoria. So it became. You've amazed me with the way you've learned Spanish. You come across it at school, right? You taught it a little bit. So you came over here with a bit of an advantage. I have to say I didn't know any Spanish when I came over here, but I was speaking Italian. when I got here.
Okay,
So that really helped. That really helped me. The transition from Italian to Spanish was quite nice. It was quite handy. But to get to the level you're at now, which is completely fluent, lovely accent,
it's
very attention to detail.
A lot more than.
What have you done to get to that level?
There's this hunger. I know this is really. It's going to sound like a cliche, but I have a hunger for more. So I've never stopped wanting to learn Spanish.
Okay, so you never got to that point of fossilization. That's the word I'm looking for.
Fossilization. Oh, God forbid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not allowing that to happen.
Presumably, you can't avoid that. I think you can. There are things that will get stuck. Like you'll get stuck in certain habits that people can point out to you and help you by correcting you. I hate being corrected because it hurts my pride. I absolutely need it for
but you accept it
mission.
As essential for your mission. Okay, because you've moved on to Basque as well.
Well, that's the thing. When I got here, I expected to learn Spanish, and then I saw all these signs and bar names and menus in a language I couldn't understand at all. And I thought, why is Spanish so difficult?
Yeah, so I remember saying, okay, Spanish first, then I'll get onto Basque. Actually, I have actually started studying Basque 4 times, and then always got the excuse of being too busy, cannot get around to it. I don't know anybody who speaks Basque, all my friends are Spanish speakers who maybe speak Basque, maybe not, but it's not a Basque-speaking environment that I move around in. But that's not an excuse. I feel, after 25 years, I feel like I'm pretty damn useless for not having learned Basque, at least to a conversational level.
Well, it's all about mindset, isn't it? Like, you don't need to learn Basque.
Not living in Vitoria.
What is need, right? Yeah. But it's true that it could enhance your CV here if you ever want to get a job in something else. Definitely. And it can definitely enhances the way people see you. People have a lot of respect for me for learning Basque.
Yeah, I think that's what I crave, actually, just the respect of having learned.
Get to a certain level.
They say it's a difficult language, and well done, Guiri's learned Basque. That's very good. And here in Vitoria, I don't know if you've become a musician, but you started playing here. You started playing in a band. You've recorded an album. You've released an album. Has Vitoria made you a musician?
I think I was always a musician. Okay. I think I always sang at home and messed around with the piano, played the guitar a bit. Wrote songs since I was about 13, but they were pretty bad. I did this, what was it? Quedada de músicos, like a musicians meetup. Yeah. 2011 it must have been. 4 people came. I was one of them, and 2 of them were sort of there for moral support. And the 4th was Igor Garcia Vitoria. And Igor and I started singing together because we both played the guitar and we both sang and we knew how to harmonise. Yeah. You guys started playing together and you won the concurso de maquetas. Well, Vitoria. Almost immediately he signed us up for the demo competition, the Alava demo competition, 2011. And we didn't even have a name, so that's why we came up with similar interests, because that's what we were based on. You know what I most remember that night, because I went down to see you guys play. Wow, yes. Was watching you play. I remember taking some photographs and things. Yeah. It was actually the night that ETA announced its definitive ceasefire. Was it the same day? It was the same night. I should have remembered. And I really remember that night for those 2 things. Seeing you guys play together and getting that news that evening. I remember your photos, yeah. I was very grateful for that. I find that night really emotional because of ETA's permanent ceasefire. And you guys singing together, I'm thinking, these guys are bloody good. Oh, that's so nice, yeah. And we didn't win, but we were finalists. Right, okay. And I thought being a finalist... Wasn't it a couple of years later? That's the thing, being a finalist then was you won massive. It a couple of years later, yeah. That was like winning for me. Yeah. I couldn't believe it, I couldn't believe we were finalists. So the fundamental question of this film is, what are you still doing here, Ali? This is something I ask myself every year, around the end of the academic year, when I'm completely burnt out. I'm thinking, wouldn't I be happier if I'd stayed in England? I don't know if I'm the only one who does this. No, definitely not. So there are a few things. English coaching projects came along. It was so lovely, the encouragement and the support I received on the way in. And I thought, well, what have I got to lose? Try it out, join the co-op, and go mad in the process. Go mad. And I've just had an easier time since then with everything. It was definitely one of the reasons I'm still here.
Okay.
Language. Basque came along and
Yeah.
said, learn me, learn me. Music, definitely. Not only the music I'm making now, I've got a new project, and I sing alone now, which is just part of overcoming fears.
Yeah.
And I think overcoming fears is what this whole journey has been about. Fear of speaking to people in another language and making mistakes, fear of singing in public, fear of running a company, making loads of mistakes, doing it anyway. And the people are just so warm and welcoming here. And I think I never felt as much human contact in London as I have here. I don't want to lose that, you know?
Yeah, it would be awful to lose that. You're absolutely right. I think
That's why I'm still here.
That's why I'm partly. That's why I'm still here too.
Yeah.
You know, the warmth of everybody. Ali, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rob.
Should we go off to work now?
Yeah, we should probably look at the accounts, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a
Brilliant.
good week. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks. Everyone so much.
It's another long day and I find myself trying to find myself, but it's all in vain. Halfway through I stop to think of you.